Hey everyone, welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution Challenge Mode on Isla Muerta East. We're picking up a little after where we left off. As you can see, I have paleo feeders and pretty much, I think every herbivore exhibit. I've added several more dinosaurs to this enclosure. Let's see, I believe Iguanodon is the limiting factor here with a population of 20, and it looks like we have like room for 3 or 4 more. Let's see, we got paleo feeders, and got one here too. I'm pretty sure I also added several more Troodon. But as you can see, we still have plenty more that we can put in. Those low healths are all Dilophosaurus, I think. They're struggling to get food with the Ceratosauruses around. But anyway, I have a couple of dinosaurs ready to release, which includes Pachycephalosaurus to join our Ankylosaurs, and Carcharodontosaurus to be our first large carnivore in the park. Well, Baryonyx and Ceratosaurus are more of a medium carnivore, so.
This is called a Pachycephalosaurus. Its notable feature is that it's thick-headed. Like some people I know, who shall remain nameless.
Let's see, I kept this regular feeder in here because this one here is only good. It won't hurt Pachycephalosaurs, but it doesn't help them, so I don't even know if they'd eat from it. Alright, next we'll release the Carcharodontosaurus, which I actually forgot to lower its comfort threshold. So as you can see, its enclosure has concrete walls. They're not electrified though. So that'll be interesting to see how that works out. But for the time being, I'm just going to put a meat dispenser, and we're just going to have one for now. The goal of this episode, by the way, is to get to 4 stars by the end of it, which we shouldn't have too big of an issue. And I also have some Corythosaurus to put into this enclosure here, because we have 3 more spots. And this feeder that we have in here is actually good for Hadrosaurs too, so they'll get a nice paleo boost. So without further ado, here's Carcharodontosaurus with the step pattern.
Carcharodontosaurus was a fearsome predator, possessing great strength and almost as large as T-Rex. It's sure to be a much desired attraction for our guests, huh?
Was it just me, or did that roar sound a bit different? Like they mixed it up a little? Couldn't tell. Alright, let's move the Carcharodontosaurus into there. Looks like all the Pachycephalosaurs are in, so let's close this gate. Alright, perfect. They're good, and I believe Yeah, there's one more spot on the Ankylosaurus population, so we're good there. Okay, so Carcharodontosaurus is on its way. While we wait, I want to make sure the exhibit is big enough, which it should be. But as you can see, I did change this to the Jurassic Tour instead of the gyrospheres. I believe this hotel over here is new. And let's see, what's our facility rating is good. I'm pretty sure I might need one more hotel over here before the playthrough ends. And as you can see, I put in several more feeders in here, and I'm trying the strategy of having lots of feeders that dispense a lot less frequently, so these don't dispense very often, but there's multiple feeders for the dinosaurs. So the whole point is that hopefully that will encourage more movement around the enclosure instead of just staying stagnant in one area. Alright, we'll name this dinosaur Jaws in reference to the shark-like teeth that they have. And we'll have to keep an eye on Jaws when the storms come up. So as you can see, we kind of really only have one enclosure left. I obviously can jam a lot more dinosaurs in here if we want. But for now, I kind of want to take a look at this one because there's another carnivore that I've kind of neglected in these playthroughs. And that is Carnotaurus, so that's what I'm gonna put in here. Okay, nothing special, but that'll do for now. Let's see, we have a dead Sinoceratops over here. Let's release our 3 Corythosaurus. I'm almost positive, by the way, that
With this animal, the Corythosaurus,
they made the skin pattern a little more vivid on the Corythosaurus. I remember it being way more,
life tries out.
I don't know, less vivid, more blah looking.
Life is about refining failure over and over and over again. Always a work in progress, ourselves included.
Well done, you.
We did have a few stegosaurs die off from old age in between episodes, so let's have a Huangosaurus and a Chungkingosaurus to get them back up. Okay, so we've got our two stegosaurs released, and we have our three hadrosaurs now, which should be getting a small paleobotany boost, which they probably just haven't eaten yet. And we also have a Sinoceratops in there to replace the one that just died. Let me check. We're still max social for Dilophosaurus here. So the next thing, once this Chunkingosaurus heads on in, we'll close the gate, because they seem to be prone to rushing into the hatchery zone. Alright, next thing is Carnotaurus for this enclosure over here. We're at 90%, so we'll just have one, and then we'll have a second one when the genome is 100%. Alright, that's got a 3% chance of failing, so hopefully that doesn't come back to hurt us. Alright, let me just take a quick look and make sure none of them are losing comfort for some reason. Everything looks like it's under control. Okay, we are actually pretty close to 4 stars already, so if we reach it early, then I'll just continue going on until we get close to 5 stars. It'd be really cool if I could just do both in one episode. That'd be pretty nifty. Let's check on our baryonyx over here. This one's coming up on dying from old age, unfortunately. What's their social, by the way, or their population? Okay, they've still got a bit to go before they become uncomfortable. Let's see, I know one of y'all wanted Olorotitan in here, so we will put in a couple of those, because they'll go well with the sauropods and the iguanodon and ceratopsid enclosure. Alright, I need at least 3 of them, so we will have 3 of them. And let me count real quick, or try to anyway. I'm pretty sure that population bar for Iguanodon, we can at least fit in a couple. We can at least put in 3 more in here. So we'll see how that goes. Carnotaurus is ready, so let's introduce our second bigger carnivore on this episode.
Your park rating is up again. I really feel like I'm watching a future star. Remember, okay? I'm just gonna tell you that the person remembers me, in case I was being too subtle. This carnivore.
Yeah, 60% comfort threshold, so we won't have to worry about this guy trying to break out.
As if a regular bull wasn't bad enough.
You're doing the improbable, and you're doing the impossible. Thanks.
Alright, let's release our Olorotitans for our big herbivore enclosure. Very pretty dinosaur, indeed. Alright, so we unlocked
I'd
everything.
rather offer this contract to than you. That's no lie.
Or we have access to everything anyway, so I generally don't think that we need too much more.
There's a new contract.
We might just need to maximize our existing enclosures, and that should honestly be about it.
The more buildings we have, the more chance to increase our revenue.
But let's go ahead and grab our diseases right away. Alright, while I'm sitting pretty with the money, let's incubate our next Carnotaurus to join Teddy in there.
Picking up asset.
I'd also like to mention too that hopefully I will be able to upload videos of the Planet Zoo beta, because I pre-ordered the deluxe edition, and that's going to be kind of like the next main game that I'm covering, because, well, not covering, I'm just doing videos on them. That sounds way too official for what I do. But anyway, that's kind of the next game that I'll be making a lot of videos on, because in case y'all didn't notice, this is my last island for Jurassic difficulty, and I will still do videos on this game as stuff comes out, and I enjoy doing the exhibit builds and all that jazz. But we're kinda... I mean, there's no more islands for me to 5-star in challenge mode, so at least not for now anyway. Oh my goodness, finally. Okay, so I had 3 Jeeps. I'm pretty sure I cut a lot of that out, but I had 3 Jeeps going all over the park for about 10 minutes. So let's release a Carnotaurus and pretend that never happened.
This opportunity is too good to miss. So, don't.
Okay, I'm thinking of pairing Deinonychus with Carnotaurus, so let's get a couple of those in there. Let's see, we need at least 3 of them. Alright, we'll start off with just 3, and then we will, the last 4, once we get some better hatchery upgrades, we'll have 4 that are more heavily modified. Alright, we got a storm incoming, so let's get these shelters built. The only dinosaur that we should have a potential issue with is Jaws over here. As you can see, we have room for maybe 1 or 2 more dinosaurs in this one. So I might put in Carcharodontosaurus, or maybe I'll just put in a couple more Diplodocus. We'll see. Olorotitan's doing good. They have a nice buff with their stats, thanks to the paleobotany.
I'm just gonna come out and say it. You and I make a heck of a team.
Got multiple buildings damaged despite having pretty good storm defense coverage. But thankfully we have a lot of Jeeps to send out and repair stuff, so... Alright, we had another Triceratops die from old age, so... we'll just get another one going, I guess. And we have our Dilophosaurus that we had one die from old age while I was curing the park of avian pox, and I think I can hear Jaws trying to break out, so we'll need to check on that.
Which means I'm not gonna try.
Okay, that was fast. Was not expecting that to happen that quickly.
But I have a feeling it'll be worth it.
Thankfully, Jaws is going for more fencing rather than dinosaurs. But we need to get her tranquilized ASAP. The only thing in here that's defenseless is Olorotitan. Everything else can fight back.
This contract. We have you to thank for that.
Hopefully the helicopter can actually hit it through the trees. Like I said, the only thing that can't defend itself in there is Olorotitan. Alright, good. Alright, so I am going to need electrified fencing. I think if I had a buddy in there, that would help keep Jaws occupied a little better too. Alright, we're good to open the park back up. We'll just need to be wary of Jaws next time a storm comes by.
Furthers our understanding. It's valuable work. Take it.
Alright, got Dilophosaurus to let back replenish our numbers. Go on in there, buddy. And also a Triceratops. Alright, let's get going on a second Carcharodontosaurus. And I will be sure to apply the comfort gene to this one. Alright, that's an expensive investment right there, but I think it'll help keep Jaws distracted to have a playmate, and what I mean by that is that sometimes they tend to interact with each other when there's a second one, and like fight for dominance and all that stuff rather than going straight for fences. Alright, let's release Deinonychus into our Carnotaurus enclosure. See how well they get along with each other. Alright, let's get your friends out there. They're just waiting to greet their new friends. Well, that would have been a kill, probably.
Good job on those attendant stats. Nice work.
Imagine that being the first thing you see.
If you can handle all the chaos of the facilities and the dinosaurs, then really, how tough could completing this new contract be for a person of your talents?
Let's see, I will make sure I put a little... Can I put some water in here?
That's my motto.
Alright, there we go. We have some water in there to give them a second place to drink rather than only being here. Alright, yep, head on back in, please. So let's see, what I think I'm gonna do is... I think I'll add one Brachiosaurus and one Diplodocus to that enclosure, but I'm just gonna do one at a time, because I'm honestly not sure if we have room for two more. And there goes another Huangosaurus from old age. Carcharodontosaurus is almost done. Okay, let's go ahead and okay, we actually just finished them. Let's put some electrified walls here. I'm not gonna put the whole thing in electrified fencing, just the parts that lead into the other dinosaur enclosure. Because honestly, if it breaks out the other way, we'll be able to handle that. Looks like we need a power upgrade. Do these just not have a substation, or... I'll throw down another substation here just in case that's what the issue is. And now we have success rate 3.0, which will help us out quite a bit. Yeah, okay, that took care of that problem. Huangosaurus didn't survive incubation. Okay, Carcharodontosaurus number 2, head on out. Ooh, I like this skin better.
Three words. Contract you yes.
Feeder resupply request received. Understood. Confirming task. Acknowledging request for feeder resupply.
I'm shocked that more people don't want to be over here. It's kind of ridiculous. You guys see 12 dinosaurs. 2 of them are... You got Baryonyx and Carnotaurus are 2 of the dinosaurs that you can see. Well, that's actually not true. This one's Baryonyx. See, this one has 236 guests. This is one of the things that I'm always confused about with how the game calculates this stuff. I mean, I get that you can see the whole exhibit and everything, but this has 200 people. And this is a gyrospheride where... I mean, and it only has 150. I mean, that's a little more than earlier, but... I think it literally just depends on how many dinosaurs are within the view and what rating you're seeing in the viewing bubble, if that makes sense. Alright, says we're fine on facilities, so I'm not going to worry about that right now, but we can hire another person here. And let's move Carcharodontosaurus the second over here. And let's take a moment to upgrade our hatcheries. Give us an extra 10% to play around with the genomes. And another dead dinosaur. And that is our Baryonyx, unfortunately. Bary number 1. So, I mentioned this earlier in the playthrough. I actually haven't... I don't think I've done Suchomimus ever, so I'm kind of curious to see what Suchomimus is. What are their population and stress and all that? 16 is their population. Comfort is 65. Alright, so we would be sort of limited with the Troodon, but not by much. So I'm gonna wait until we get Suchomimus to 100% genome. Or maybe I might just have a second Baryonyx, I'm not really sure. Or else I'll have the Suchomimus come in and kill the Baryonyx to get the combat buff. Okay, so we definitely want extended carnivore feeder if we need that. Upgrades, grab this.
Okay, that was impressive.
Alright, Jaws, and what are we gonna name you? What's another famous shark? You can be Meg, Jason Statham's favorite shark.
I've got a new contract that would really help out the entertainment division.
Alright, Brachiosaurus, come on out. And unfortunately get tranked immediately. These trucks have been getting like they're positioned like right by the feeders, so there's a lot of dinosaur traffic, which is good for visibility, but these trucks have been getting bullied quite a bit. Oh, okay, wait a second. We might be at max population already. There may have just been one outlier that was too far away. So we might need to get rid of one of these. Probably, unfortunately, we'll just have to get rid of one of the iguanodons because everything else... We can get rid of an iguanodon or a Pseudoceratops. We'll just do iguanodon number 1. Sometimes if a dinosaur is too far away, it doesn't pop up on the radar, and it thinks that there's fewer dinosaurs in the exhibit than there really are. Okay, everyone, so we're easily gonna get to 5 stars, hopefully in the next episode. We're at 8 hours and 40 minutes, so we shouldn't have a problem getting to par time. So I'm running out of time for this episode, but in the next episode we'll probably just pick up right where we're leaving off. Maybe I'll get a couple of Suchomimuses incubating, but we will conclude with the park getting to 5 stars, hopefully under par time. So we'll get rid of this iguanodon, unfortunately.
Asset requiring collection.
Alright, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see ya in the next one.